Present. It's so dreadful being poor. I don't think it's fair, for some girls have plenty of pretty things, and other girls nothing at all.
But we have father and mother and each other.
We don't have father, until not have for a long time. Perhaps never.
You know the reason Mother suggested not having any presents is because it's going to be a hard winter on everyone. And she doesn't think we ought to spend money on pleasure when so many men of the Northern and Southern armies are suffering so.
But we can't do much. But we can make our little sacrifices.
And not to do gladly.
I'm afraid I don't.
I don't think the little we have would help the army very much anyway. We've each got $1, and they won't be helped much by that.
I wouldn't spend my dollar on new music.
I wanted to buy a nice box of favors, pencils. Let's buy what we want and have a little fun. I'm sure we work hard enough to earn it.
Oh, I know I do. Teaching those tiresome Key children all day when I'm longing to enjoy myself at home.
You don't have it half as hard as I do. How would you like to be shut up with a fussy old lady who keeps you trotting with her calling? Josephine, Josephine, where is that girl? And worries you until you're ready to fly out the window.
I do think washing dishes and keeping things tidy is the worst work in the world. It always makes me cross. My fingers get so stiff I can't do my piano.
I don't believe any of you suffer as I do, for you have to go to school with impertinent girls who laugh at your dresses and label your father if he isn't rich. You mean libel. Don't say label as if Papa was a pickle bottle. I know what I mean, and you need to be so satirical about it. It's proper to use good long words and improve your vocabulary. Vocabulary.
Don't you wish we had the money Papa lost in the war? What does it mean to go on a man's bond?
Well, it's like this. Say I owe a lot of money.
How much?
Thousands and thousands and thousands.
How could you owe it? You don't own it.
That's called high finance. It isn't honest. The demarcation between good business ability and dishonesty is very slight. Infinitesimal. It's not fine. What is it? It's thin. Infinitesimal. Mr. Bottomley was Papa's best friend. He owed a lot of money and his creditors made a lot of demands on him. He took ill and Papa went on his bond. That is, he promised to pay if Mr. Bottomley failed.
He did fail. I'm older than the rest of us, and I can remember when we had better times in this house.
They'll come again.
Oh, certainly. Well, we're young and talented. Joel, you'll be a great writer. Amy, a celebrated artist. Beth, our famous musician.
And you, Meg?
She'll get married and support the rest of us. Oh, I had a lot of fun at Aunt March's today.
How? Tell us.
Well, she insisted on my reading that everlasting Belsham to her. So I droned away as usual, knowing that she'd soon go to sleep. And to sleep she went, as soon as her cat began to bawl like a taut, heavy dahlia. I whipped out the Vicar Wakefield from my pocket and read with one eye on him and the other on Aunt. I got so caught up in the story that when I got to the part that they fall into water, I forgot and laughed out loud. This wocat, who insisted I read a bit of the frivolous stuff, I prefer to the instructive Belsham.
Weren't you frightened?
Oh, scared to death, but I read as best I could. And I think she liked it, but she only said, "Go back and read it, child. I don't understand."
Good girl, Joe. Well, what happened next?
Well, back I went and made the primrose as interesting as possible. Once I was wicked enough to stop in a thrilling place and say, "I'm afraid we bored you now. Shall I stop now?"
What did she say?
Well, she caught up the knitting which she had dropped out of her lap, looked at me over her specs and said, "Finish the chapter and don't be impertinent, miss."
Did she like it?
Oh, she wouldn't say so. But when I went back to get my glove, there she was, so hard at the vicar that she didn't hear me laugh as I danced the thing in the hall.
What a pleasant life she might have had if only she had chosen.
I don't envy her much in spite of her money.
Rich people have as many worries as poor ones, I suppose.
That reminds me, I have something to tell. It's not funny like Joe's story, but I've been thinking about it all day.
Something to do with the king?
Yes, when I arrived this morning, I found everyone in a flurry. And one of the the children told me her elder brother had done something terrible and his father had sent him away. Well, I heard Mrs. King crying and Mr. King was talking very loudly. How inexplicable. I didn't ask any questions, but for all of their wealth, I felt so sorry for them. And was rather glad I hadn't any wild brothers to do wicked things and disgrace the family. I do believe being disgraced in school is a great deal more trying than anything incorrigible boys can do.
Meaning what, Sir Oracle?
Susie Perkins came to school today with her lovely red carnelian ring.
I wanted it dreadfully and wish I was her law I met. Well, she drew a picture of Mr. Bates with a mountainous profile and a hump on his back, and the words, "Young ladies, my eye is upon you," coming out of his mouth in a balloon. We were laughing over it. And all of a sudden, his eye was upon us. What did you do?
What did he say?
He ordered Susie to bring up her slate.
The poor child, whatever did she do?
She was paralyzed with fright. She went.
She had nothing else to do.
What do you think he did?
Spit on a slate.
Joe.
To rub it out.
No, he took her by the ear to stand the hours, and he led her to the recitation platform, and he made her stand there for a full half hour, pulling her slate for everyone to see. We all sat still as mice after that, and Susie cried copious quarts. I know she did.
I'll wager you didn't end it here and then.
I felt millions of carnelian rings could make me happy after that. I would never get over such agonizing mortification.
I saw something I liked this morning.
What was it now?
When I went to get some oysters, Mr. Lawrence was in the fish shop.
Lori's grandfather, eh?
He was just as grouchy as ever. He didn't see me. I hid behind the barrel. A poor woman came in with a pail mop and asked Mr. Connor if she could do an experiment with some fish. He said no to her because he was in a hurry. And, well, Mr. Lawrence hooked up a fish with the cook's end of his can and held it up to her, saying in a gruff way, "Pull along, woman, and cook it." She ran out without having it wrapped. Oh, she did look so funny hugging the big slippery fish and opening Mr. Lawrence's dead head and my eggsy.
We're a jolly set.
Joe, don't use such slang words. It's boyish.
That's why I do it.
I detest unladylike girls. I hate defective ninny chits. Listen, the nest should agree.
Really, girls, you're both to blame. Oh, Joe, you're old enough to put off your boyish tricks. It was okay when you were younger, but now that you're older and turn up your hair, you ought to remember you're a young lady.
I am not, and if turning up my hair makes me one, I'll wear it down in 2 little cells until I'm 90. I hate to think that I've got to be Miss March, and I'm so prim. Bad enough to be a girl when I like boys, working games, and manners.
Joe, your hair's so pretty.
The finest in the family.
I wish mine were so nice.
Never could get over the disappointment at not being a boy. And it's worse than ever now, for I want to go away and fight with Father in the war. Instead of having to sit at home and knit like a bulky old woman.
Poor Joe, but it can't be helped. So you must be content to make your name boyish and play brother to us.
As for you, Amy, you're altogether too particular and too prim. Your airs are funny now that you'll grow to an infected little goose if you don't take care. I like your nice manners and refined way of speaking when you don't try to be elegant. But really, Amy, your absurd words are as bad as Joe's playing.
If Joe's a tomboy and Amy a goose, what am I, please?
You are a dear, nothing else.
Just our little mouth.
What can be keeping Marmee?
She'll be home soon enough, I'm sure. You know, her slippers are quite worn through.
She must have a new pair.
I thought I'd buy her some with my dollar.
No, I shall. I'm the oldest.
I'm the man of the family now, Father's way, and he told me to take special care of Mother, so I'll buy the slippers.
I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's buy her something for Christmas and not get anything for ourselves.
That's like you, Beth. What will we get?
I shall get her a pair of gloves.
A pair of gray shoes, the best to be had.
Handkerchiefs, all hemmed. I think I'll get her a little bottle of cologne. She likes it and doesn't cost much. So I'll have money left over for my pencil.
Well, how shall we give her our present?
Bring her in and set her in the chair like we do on her birthdays, remember?
You just fight them when it's my turn.
We must go shopping tomorrow.
Oh, yes, there's so much to do before Christmas night. And we must be doubly perfect. Aunt March is coming to see how we perform for Brainchild.
Her brainchild?
She did give me the plot from an old Greek story.
But you wrote it.
I hope you didn't tell her of our dress rehearsal this afternoon.
I
did, but there's no chance of her coming. Her leg is giving her Hail Columbia, and she's much too interested in the Vicar of Wakefield. Oh, let's do the fainting scene, Amy. You're stiff as a poker in that.
I can't help it. I never saw anyone faint, and I don't choose to make myself all black and blue. So I can go down easily off the line. If I can, I shall sink into a chair and be graceful.
We'll do it like this. Clasp your hands so, and then stagger about the room crying, Roderigo, Roderigo, save me, save me! Oh! There.
I'll try.
Oh! Oh! Amy!
Glad to find you.
Marmy! Let me have your clothes.
Come over here, Marmy. Well, how have you all got on today? Did you wake up my bed? No. Meg, how was your cold?
Fine.
Oh, Joe, you look so tired.
I'm all right.
Look, I have a surprise.
Kiss my father!
Oh, you. My dear wife and darling children, I know you will be pleased to hear that Mr. Lincoln has chosen Ulysses Grant to lead the Union cause, and we are hoping this conflict between the North and the South, between brothers and fathers, will soon terminate. I have been extremely busy, and am grateful of my duties as chaplain. As you are well aware, I am too old to be drafted and not young enough to be a soldier, but I am doing my part, and I am satisfied. Now for the best part of the letter. How are my little women? Give them my dear love and a kiss. Tell them I think of them by day and I pray for them by night, and I find my best comfort in their affections at all times. A year seems very long to wait until I see them, but remind them that while we wait, we may all work, so that these hard days may not be wasted. I know they will remember all I've said to them, that they will be loving children to you, will do their duties faithfully, fight their bosom enemies bravely, and conquer themselves so beautifully that when I come back to them, I may ever be fonder and prouder of my little women. I'm a selfish girl, but I'll truly try to be better so Father won't be disappointed in me.
I care too much about my looks and I hate to work. But I'll try not to if I can help it.
And I'll try to be a little woman like they called me, and not be rough and wild.
I'll be all that Father hopes for when the year comes round, because we each have a part to play in the scheme of things. Beth, you're so wise. Today as I sat cutting out blue flannel jackets for our soldiers, I began to feel so anxious about Father, and I kept thinking about him, and I just kept worrying. Until an old man came in to order some clothes. He sat down near to me, and I began to talk to him. He looked so poor and so tired and anxious.
What did you say to him, Mommy?
Have you any sons in the army?
Have you?
He has 4. But 2 were killed, and 1 was a prisoner, and he was going to see the other who was sick in a Washington hospital. I said to him, you have given a great deal to your country. And he said, not a mite more than I ought. Well, I'd go myself if I were any use, as I ain't. But I give my boys, and I give them free. Well, he spoke so cheerfully, seemed so happy to give his all that I felt so ashamed of myself. Here I'd given 1 man without thinking that he'd given 4 without grudging 1. When I have my dear girls here at home to comfort me, while his son was miles away saying goodbye. Well, I felt so grateful thinking over my blessings and felt so rich. So I gave him some money, and I thanked him heartily for the lesson he taught me. Oh, my dear girls, when you feel discontented, think over your blessings and be grateful.
I'm going to take that advice.
Me too. Now, my daughters, you promised me a dress rehearsal at the Christmas play.
Oh, yes, we'll be ready in 5 minutes. Beth and Amy set up the stage. Come on, Maggie.
May I help?
Yes, Mommy. You take that chair.
Yeah. What have you been doing about Christmas carols? Have you decided which one you're going to play?
I think I'm going to play Jingle Bells.
Do you want that? Jingle Bells, do you have anything else?
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
They would both be great. We'll be ready in 5 minutes, Marnie. Right. Why, young Mr. Lawrence, do come in.
Thank you, Mrs. March. I want you to meet my tutor, Mr. John Brooke.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Brooks.
Thank you. Laurie insisted we come and see the rehearsal.
Joe said that they would start shortly after you arrived home.
And we watched for your coming the past hour.
Yes, I was detained, but you were both at this time. The girls retired for a dress rehearsal for Christmas play, so please be seated and you can help me be the audience.
I've had the great pleasure of knowing your daughters. And I feel my finally meeting you is indeed an honor, Mrs. March.
How beautiful.
You are the sort of mother I always wished to have.
What do you mean?
My mother died when I was just a baby. My dream of a mother is in duplicate of what your daughters express in every action in reference to you.
Oh, they are dear girls.
Joe is the nicest.
I'm afraid my leaning would be toward Miss May.
Really? Are you ready, Marty? The audience is seated.
Peanuts, popcorn, get a program of the play.
Is that you, Laurie?
Yes, and Mr. Brooke is here.
Oh, Meg, Mr. Brooke is here.
From thy home, every spirit I bid thee come, born of roses fed on dew, charms and potions canst thou brew. Bring me here with elfin speed that fragrant philtre which I need. Make it sweet and swift and strong, spirit, do not linger long.
Hagar, hast thou brewed the potion that will free me from this dastard Rodrigo?
I am encanting the spirit now.
Dispatch with speed, for my revenge must be appeased.
Tell me, why is thy hatred so great for this Rodrigo?
He is the rival for the hand of Zira, who dwells in yon castle. I demand from you a potion to make Zira adore me, and another to destroy Rodrigo.
Again I shall encant the spirit. Ornery, with you, and philosopher, skipper, liquor, strong.
Hither I come from my airy home afar in the silver moon. Take that spell and use it well, or its power vanish soon. Is this the discharge that will bring me happiness and revenge?
Yes, it is, most honored Hugo.
Then potion do us thy dirty work. Rodrigo, thy doom is sealed, and Zira will soon be mine.
Didst bring the potion I demanded?
Verily I didn't.
But I thought to bring revenge upon his revenge.
How is possible?
That villainous villain hath killed several of my people.
Knowest to him?
Thou himself knows. If so, he would not come to me seeking aid.
How will you avenge? How wilt thou avenge?
I shall thwart his plans and be avenged upon him. Come, O power of evil, come at thy work and have it done. In the snow or in the rain, bring to Hugo every pain. Refuse the good and send the worst. May his revenge be great.
That was wonderful.
Meg is indeed a good actress, and she could make a living at it.
No one ever gets a living out of it. The best they get is an existence.
From what I hear, you are right. The tinsel life is very alluring, but seldom remunerative.
Wasn't Joe just wonderful?
Oh, she has a spark of genius, and I'm not talking about her acting. I'm referring to her writing.
Did she write the play?
Oh, yes, every year she writes a new one, and always a more interesting one.
Me father! Me thinkest I hear me father! Me father!
What are thou doing, daughter?
Do not enter, sire. I'm retiring. My maid hath removed my gown.
Leave rest upon thine eyes, and love in thine heart for the man of my choice, the Honorable Hugo.
My sire is here. Nay, I heard nothing. 'Twas my father, and I am betrothed to Sir Hugo.
Oh, woe is me.
There is but one solution, my love. What is? Flight. When? To my burial estates in the vastness of the dark forest. Where dwells the dragon? No longer be here by the locality. What meanest thou? I slew him yesterday. Out of the forest came he, demanding the blood of a nobleman. He mocked and reared at my approach. I bound to my trusty back steed of Pelinon. Fire flew from the monster's mouth, and the gleam in his eyes was like twin suns in their room. He mocked and reared, stood upon his hind legs, and rose to the height of a mountain. Then he sprang. But Pelinon is a quick-witted charger, and has stood with me many a time in the combat of evil. For as quick as thought, he leaped to one side, and in flash my trusty Damascus blade entered the heart of the beast. The beast flashed left and right, uprooting trees and leveling hills with every swish of his tail. And it was not until sundown that his agony ceased, and he lay cold in death. My hero, my Rodrigo. Here I have a rope to reach the tremendous height to thine chamber. Thinkest thou it's possible to catch it? Verily, 'tis, my lord. Cast thou the rope, I will catch it. Hast thou secured it? I come to thee with great dispatch. Oh, get off me!
Let me help you, Joe.
I told you so, I told you so!
Are you hurt?
Of course I am. How can you be? I was on the bottom.
I think her feelings are hurt.
I'm sorry, Amy. Can you forgive me? It was my fault.
That's the way all sisterly arguments should end. I'm proud of your attitude, Amy. At last, someone is gaining a level head in this topsy-turvy house. And Marge, I didn't see you come in. So, have you ever appreciated my being anywhere?
Did you see the play?
Yes, I did. Always. And I would advise a great deal of application and rehearsal if you expect to perform at Christmas Eve. Oh, isn't it a deplorable state of imperfection? And Marge, I'd like you to meet young Mr. Lawrence. How do you do that?
And my tutor, Mr. Brooke.
Did you say Buck?
No, Brooke.
Josephine, you must be more positive and commanding as Sir Hugo, and more gentle and loving as Rodrigo. Suit your actions to your words, and you might be possible as both characters. Margaret, don't use so much characterization in your voice as Hagar the witch. Amy, use fewer gestures and talk like a human being. This, what was all this? Oh, you must study your role. You don't know what you're talking about.
How does it all end, May?
This young lady's name is Margaret, Mr. Look.
Shall we proceed, Mother?
Yes, do. I want to hear the finish, Joe. Miss Josephine.
I'll tell you how it ends. The father interferes with the flight. The villain wants to get the hero to drink with him, but unbeknownst to him, Hagar the witch has switched the brews. So, when Sir Hugo partakes of the death-dealing distillment, he dies. Rodrigo then asks for the hand of Zara in marriage, but her father informs him that he took her to even offer a dowry. Whereupon, Rodrigo claps his hands, a page enters carrying bags of gold. They're sat on the floor, the gold spills out. Zara is given to her lover, and all ends well.
How will you girls manage the drinking scene when Miss Josephine plays both Hugo and Rodrigo?
I play Rodrigo in that scene.
You girls are too versatile.
I'll get it, Marmy.
Allow me to accompany you.
Now, why do they have to knock? The door is unlatched.
Joe, you are just scrumptious.
Thanks, Lauren.
Marmy? Yes, a telegram from the Army.
The Army?
Get her some water, Lauren.
No. I will get it.
I hardly dare open it.
Read it, Marmy.
Your husband is very ill. Come at once.
My daddy, my poor daddy.
I must find a means to go to Washington right away.
I'll see what I can do.
Wait for me, Lauren.
If you don't think I'm intruding, I'll accompany you to Washington.
Oh, I couldn't ask that of you, Mr. Brooks.
I'll have Mr. Lawrence commission me to go.
Perhaps he'll listen to my pleading on your behalf.
Amy, Beth, do you think you're strong enough to get to a trunk?
So, that was your young Mr. Lawrence, was it? Well, what a pity. You might have known he'd take after the helter-skelter ways of that mother of his, the opera singer. Ugh. I never did blame his father for sending him away from home under the circumstances. Well, are you going to tell me what's in that telegram or not?
Here, read it.
Oh, well, I don't know where my spectacles are. Dear, if I could find them. Do you ever lose yours?
I don't have any use for them yet.
Don't flaunt your age in my teeth. You're no younger than I am.
I was referring to your glasses.
What a way to answer that question.
March, please just read the telegram.
Well, oh, here they are. I have them all the time. And if you couldn't see them from there, I would advise that you obtain a pair for yourself as soon as possible. Oh, just as I've always said, not a brain in his head, running off to war at his age. Oh, my. The Army wouldn't have him, for he was too old and too sick to be a soldier, so up he goes without pay to minister the gospel to the sick and the dying. Oh,
A noble sacrifice.
sacrifice of his health, a fine sacrifice indeed. Well, you'll receive no money from me to go to his aid.
I haven't asked for any money, have I?
Well, why not? You'll need it, won't you? Then why not use mine?
Because you didn't offer me any.
Oh, but I do. He's my own flesh and blood. Sick and alone among strangers. Oh, who better than I to pay for his comforts? Oh, yes, of course. How much will you need?
Well,
Now, don't interrupt. Oh, dear. I have no money with me, but you can stop by on your way to the station, and I'll give you all that is necessary. And you'd better hurry, for there's a train leaving in half an hour if my watch is correct. Amy, how are you coming with your drawing? Well, I don't talk to your elders. I already know. I've spoken with your Mr. Harris, and he tells me he feels you have a fine talent. So, keep studying, practicing, improving, and when you are ready, I promise to send you to your aid. Oh, and Amy, have you read The Vicar of Wakefield?
no.
Well, you should. It is a great book. Good day.
The dear soul. See what it means to live alone, my children? Take mother's advice and get much more out of life than selfishness. Marry a worthy man and make good home for yourself. Would you like me to touch your hand back? Oh, dear, please. My last one, please.
Grandfather sent these for Mr. March.
Oh, good. You and Amy put them in the trunk. I'll be right back when we get my sister out.
Take the wine bottles, Amy. Don't let them fall. Hold on to them. They're 50 years old.
Is that why they're so slippery?
Grandfather said to place the blankets on the bottom. The wine bottle's in the center, so they won't break.
Sorry, you're holding my hand.
It's a nice hand to hold.
Do you really think so?
The softest I ever held.
So you've held hands before.
Yes, Joe's. But hers are like a boy's.
Joe always wants to be a boy. But I think a girl should be a girl. And she's preparing for life, motherhood, and marriage.
Grandfather said this wine was for Mr. March when he began to convalesce. That last word is his. It's too big for me.
That's an easy word.
What does it mean?
Wouldn't understand.
How do you know I wouldn't?
Well, what was it?
What?
The word your grandfather used.
That's what I'm asking you.
Mommy, will you please tell Larry what it's called? That word, convalesce. It means to get better slowly.
Here we are, Marty.
We have good news. Mr. Lawrence has commissioned me to accompany you to Washington. I'm to have leave for 2 months.
Did Jennings hitch up the grays?
Yes, they're at the door.
Are you all packed, Mrs. March?
Yes, I am.
Lend a hand then, and we'll carry the trunk to the carriage.
Thank you, Beth. You want to help me with my bonnet? I don't know how long the trip will be. I'm going to reach there probably in about 4 hours or so. Where's Joe? She just stepped out.
Here I am, Marty. Here's my contribution toward making Father comfortable and bringing him home.
Joe, what is this? Where did you get it? $25. Joe, I hope you haven't done anything wrong.
No, I earned it honestly. I didn't beg, borrow, or steal it. And I don't think you'll blame me for it. I only sold what was my own.
Joe, your hair, your beautiful hair.
Oh, Joe, how could you? You're one beauty!
Oh, dear, there was no need of this.
Doesn't look like my Joe anymore, but I love her more. It doesn't affect the Vitamination, so don't cry, Beth or Amy.
How did she do it?
Well, I was wild to do something for Father. Maybe her quarterly salary toward the rent. And I bought some clothes with mine. I felt just wicked. I had no intention of selling my hair at first, but I was passing a barber shop and I saw a sign in the window. And then I got an idea. I had a way to earn money, so I went in and asked them if they'd buy my hair.
I don't see how you dared to do it.
At first, the barber just stared. I guess he wasn't used to having girls come in and ask him to buy their hair. Oh. But when I told him what I wanted to sell it for, he told us to please oblige the young lady.
Didn't you feel dreadful when the first cut came?
I took one last look at my hair in the mirror, and that was that. But when the barber got his shears and I saw my hair on the table, I felt sick to my stomach.
Joe, your father will be so proud of your sweet sacrifice, dear. He's telling us when to get there. Oh, Meg, he's a little mother in my absence today. Amy, he's working on your arms. They wrote a piece of it up. Now, girls, don't weep or fret when I'm gone. I think that you can comfort yourself by being idle or trying to forget. Go on with your work as usual, for work is a blessed solace. Keep busy and have faith. And remember, whatever happens, it is God's will. And for the best, my little baby. Joe? Joe, what is it, Joe? My hair!
I've made such quantities. It would be hard to choose which I'd have.
You'd have to pick your favorite. Which is it?
If I tell mine, will you tell yours?
Yes, if the girls will too.
We will.
And our sweet little invalid.
Joe, Lori, I'll be well soon.
I was sure of that, or I'd never said what I did.
Now, Laurie.
After I travel the world and seen as much as I want to, I'd like to settle in Germany and have as much music as I choose. I'm to be a famous musician myself, and all creation is to rush to see me, though I'm never to be bothered with money or business. Just enjoy myself and live for what I like. That's my favorite castle. Well, what's yours, Meg?
Mine is to have a grand house full of luxurious feasts, nice food, beautiful clothing, handsome furniture, pleasant people, and loads of money. Well, I am to be mistress of it and manage it as I like, with lots of servants so I never need work. Well, I would be idle, but do lots of good so everyone would love me dearly.
Would you have a master for your castle in the air?
I said pleasant people, you know.
Why don't you just say a kind, wise, loving husband and some angelic children? You know your castle would be perfect without.
Well, you'd have nothing but horses, inkstands, and novels in yours.
Oh, wouldn't I, though? I'd have stables full of Arabian steeds and rooms full of books and magic inkstands. So when I write my books out of them, they become famous, like Laurie's music. I want to be something heroic or wonderful, though I don't know just what. But I'll make sure people won't forget me soon after I'm dead. I'll write books and become rich and famous. That's my favorite dream.
Mine is to get well, stay home with mother and father, and help take care of the family. I only wish we may all keep well and be together, nothing else.
I have so many for my pets to go here. Do fine paintings and be the best artist in the whole world.
We're an ambitious set, aren't we? All want to be rich and famous. I wonder if any of us will ever get our wishes.
In 10 years hence, if we're all still alive, let's all meet together and see if any of our wishes have come true.
I hope I shall have done something by then to be proud of. But I'm such a lazy dog. I fear that I shall dawdle, Joe.
You need a motive, Mother said. And when you find that, everything will work splendidly.
You should do what your grandfather asks and not be dismal or fret about it. If you do your duty, you'll get your reward as good as Mr. Brooke has by being respected and loved.
And what do you know about him?
Just what your grandfather told me. That he took good care of his sister until she died and did go away abroad as a tutor to some nice rich people.
That's like grandfather to find out all about him. If I get my wish, you'll see what I'll do for Brooke.
You should start now by not plaguing the life out of him.
How do you know that I do?
I can always tell by his face when he leaves. So if you've been good, he walks briskly and looks happy and satisfied. But if you've been plaguing him, he walks slowly and looks sad and dejected.
So you keep an accounting of my good and bad marks in Brooke's face, do you? I see him smile and bow as he passes your window, but I didn't know that you'd got off a telegram.
Laurie!
Oh, my God! Oh, and last but not least, my little mouse.
We're coming today.
You were jealous of your father's illness. Had to go and break his nose by getting ill. Thank you.
How did you stand the trip, Mr. Brooke?
Splendidly. Your father was a brave soldier all the way. I'm sure you all have a million things to say to each other, so I'll take Laurie along with me.
Well, I didn't see you there, my boy. How are you?
I don't blame you with such fine daughters to greet you. I'll see you soon, sir, and hope your health will return.
It's been fun having both back. It seems an age since you went away.
It has been a pretty long road.
But we got you back.
Well, I have a feeling that our burdens are on a fair way to tumble off soon. Well, here's one. I remember when these hands were white and smooth and the only care was to keep it so. They were pretty then. But to me, they're much prettier now. For these seeming blemishes, I read a little history. A burnt offering made to vanity. And I know the calloused hands have earned more than blisters. And the sewing done by these pricked fingers will last a good long time because so much goodwill went to the stitches. I am proud to shake this good industrious hand and hope that I shall not soon be asked to give it away.
Father, you can say something nice about Jo. She has been so very, very good to me.
In spite of the cropped head, I don't see the sun. Jo, I left a year ago. I see a young lady that pins her collars and laces her boots neatly, though her face is rather pale from watching and anxiety. But I do like to look at it, for it's grown gentle. I know I'll miss my wild girl. I'll get a strong, tender-hearted woman in her place. I don't know if the shearing has sobered our black sheep, but I do know in all of Washington there's nothing beautiful enough to be bought with the $5 and $20 that my good girl sent me.
Thanks, Father. I'm trying to be your son, but I feel like crying just the same. Now then, Father.
Well, there's so little of her, I'm afraid to say anything for fear she'll slip away altogether. Though she's not as shy as she used to be. But I have you safe now, my Beth, and I'll keep you so. Please, God.
So happy you're back.
Amy. Last and certainly not least. But I'm pleased to see that you're contented to be last. As you grow older, you'll learn to mold your characters like you do your little clay models. But I would be infinitely prouder of a lovable daughter with the talent for making life beautiful for herself and others than a great artist.
No, my girl, I think it's best that we take Father to his room.
Yeah, maybe that would be best. Thank you.
Oh, Dad, Pop, Meg, let's get into his medicine. Marmy, I'm so glad that you're back. I've been worried about something. Meg, how quickly you guessed? What was it? Well, it's a little thing, but it fidgets me. Well, tell me, dear. Last summer, Meg left a pair of gloves over at the Lawrences. Only one was returned. We had forgotten all about it until Teddy told me that Mr. Brooke had it. He kept it in his waistcoat pocket. Once it fell out, and Teddy teased him about it. Mr. Brooke owned that he did like Meg, but didn't dare say so. For he is too young and she too poor. Now, isn't that a dreadful state of things?
Do you think Meg cares for him?
Well, I don't know anything about love and such nonsense. In novels, girls show it by staring, blushing, fainting away, growing thin, and acting like fools. Meg doesn't do any of these things. She eats and drinks and sleeps like a sensible girl, and only blushes a little when Teddy jokes her about lovers, and looks me straight in the eyes when I talk about that man.
So you fancy that Meg is not interested in John?
Who?
Oh, Mr. Brooke, I called him John now. We fell into it at the hospital.
Oh, dear. Now you'll take his side and won't send Meg away. He's been good to Father. Oh, mean thing to go wheedle you into liking him and petting Papa.
Oh, don't be angry, Joe. John was so devoted to your father, he couldn't help getting fond of him. And he was perfectly open and honorable about Meg. He told us that he loved her. And that he would earn a comfortable home before asking her to marry him.
Just like him.
Oh, he only wanted Arlene to love her and the right to work for her. And the right to make her love him if he could. But I would not consent to Meg engaging herself so young.
Of course not. That would be idiotic. Oh, I knew there was mischief brewing. I felt it, and now it's worse than ever. I just wish that I could marry Meg myself and keep her safe in the family.
When I see them together, I can better judge her feelings towards him. Now, Joe, I tell you this in confidence. I don't want you to say anything to Meg.
She'll see him in those handsome eyes, she calls them, and it'll be all up for her. She's got such a soft heart, it'll melt like butter in the sun if anyone looks sentimentally at her.
Joe, aren't you overdoing it?
She likes hazel eyes, and don't think John an ugly name. So she'll go and fall in love, and it'll be the end of peace, fun, and cozy times together.
Not the end, Joe, dear.
I can see it all. They'll go lovering around the house. We'll have to dodge out of the way. Meg will be absorbed and no use to me anymore. And Brooke will scratch up a fortune and carry her off and make a hole in the family. Ooh, why weren't we boys? Then we wouldn't have to mess with this. You don't like it either, Marmy, and I'm glad of it. Let's just send him on his way and not tell Meg anything about it. Then we'll all be happy together, as we always do.
Joe, I did wrong to decide. It's only right and natural that you should all go to your own homes in your own time. But I want to keep my girls for as long as I can. If John and Meg love one another, they can wait and test their love by doing so.
Hadn't you rather her marry a rich man?
Oh, money is a good and useful thing, and I hope my girls never feel the need of it too bitterly, nor are tempted by it too much.
But I also know that genuine happiness can be had in a plain little home where the daily bread is earned and some privation gives sweetness to the few pleasures.
I'm disappointed in Meg. I had planned to have her marry Laurie and live in the lap of luxury all her days.
I'm afraid Laurie is hardly grown up enough for Minette. Oh, Joe, dear, don't make plans. But let time and their own hearts meet your plans.
I hate to see things getting all crisscrossed and snarled up when I know with Nick here and a pole there we straighten it all out. I wish wearing flat irons on our heads would keep us from growing up. Oh, but buds will be roses and kittens cats.
Mommy, Father's asking for you. Thank you, Nancy. So good to see you.
What's Laurie pulling his hair and beating his chest for?
He's showing you how your John will go on by and by. Touching, isn't it?
Don't say my John. It isn't proper and it isn't true. I've told you before I don't care much for him and there's nothing more to be said. But we're all to be friendly and go on as before.
I see through you, Meg. You're not like yourself and you seem so far away from me. I don't mean to plague you, and I shall try to bear it like a man. But if you ever mean to do anything, hurry up, for I hate to wait.
I can't do anything until he speaks.
If he did speak, I don't believe you know what you would say, but would cry or go on and let him have his own way instead of giving you good decisive no.
I'm not so weak and silly as you think, for I know exactly what I'd say. I've planned it all out. Well, there's no knowing what may happen, and I wish to be prepared.
Would you mind telling me what you'd say?
Not at all. You're old enough to be my confidant, and my experience in these matters might be useful to you by and by. In your own affairs of this sort.
I don't mean to have any. Fun enough to watch other people slander about, but if ever I were you, I would feel like a fool.
I think not. Not if you like someone very much, and he likes you.
Tell me what you would say.
I shall say quite calmly and decisively, thank you, Mr. Brooks. Let us go on as before.
Oh, that's stiff and cold enough. I don't believe you'll do it, though. And I know he won't be satisfied if you do. If he goes on like the rejected lovers in the books, you'll give in rather than break his heart.
No, I won't. I shall tell him I've made up my mind and walk out of the room with dignity.
Hello, Mr. Brooks.
Good afternoon. I came back to get my umbrella. That is, to see if your father's resting easily.
Oh, I'll go ask him.
Pray sit down. Mother will want to see you. I'll call her.
Don't go. Are you afraid of me, Margaret?
How could I be afraid after you've been so kind a father? I only wish I could thank you.
Shall I tell you how?
No, please don't.
I won't trouble you. I only want to know if you care for me a little. I love you so much.
I don't know.
Will you try and find out? I want to know so much, and I can't go to work with any heart until I learn whether I will get my reward at the end or not.
I'm too young.
I'll wait. And in the meantime, you could be learning to like me. Would that be such a hard lesson, dear?
Not if I chose to learn it.
Please, choose to learn it. I love to teach. This is easier than Latin or Greek.
I don't choose. Please go away and let me be.
Do you really mean that?
Yes, I do. Well, I don't want to be bothered with such things.
I'll hope you change your mind. I'll wait and say nothing till you've had more time.
I wish you wouldn't think of me at all. I'd rather you didn't.
Oh, bless you. What is this?
It's Father's friend. Aunt Marta, I'm so surprised to see you.
Well, that's evident. But what is Father's friend saying to make you look red as a peony? There's mischief afoot, and I mean to know what it is.
Mr. Brooke came for his umbrella. We were just talking.
Yes, it's out here.
Brooke, you haven't gone and accepted him, child.
Hush, Aunt March, he'll hear you. I'll call Mother.
No, just a moment. I have something to say to you, and I must get it off of my mind at once. Tell me, Margaret, do you intend to marry this book? For if you do, not one penny of my money will go to you. Remember that and be a sensible girl.
I shall marry whomever I like, Aunt March, and you can give your money to anyone you please.
Heidi, is that the way you take my advice? Well, you'll be sorry for it by and by when you try loving a cottage and find it a failure.
It can't be any worse than some people find in a big house.
Now, Margaret, take my advice, my dear. I mean it kindly enough, truly I do. I just don't want to see you spoil your whole life by making a mistake at the beginning. Why, you need to marry well and help your family. You need to make a rich match, and it needs to be impressed upon you.
Mother and Father don't think so. They like John even though he is poor.
Oh, your parents, my dear, have no more worldly knowledge than two babes.
I'm glad of it.
And this Mr. Look, he's poor, isn't he? And he has many rich relatives.
No, but he has many warm friends.
Well, you can't live on friends. Try it. And see how cool they become. He hasn't any business, has he?
Mr. Lawrence is going to help him.
Oh, well, that won't last long. James Lawrence is a crotchety old fellow. What people get out of being cross with the whole world is simply beyond me. But he's not to be trusted. People who lose their tempers never are.
We never see our own virtues, do we, Aunt March?
Yes, you're right. So, you intend to marry this twunk who has no money, no business, no prospects, and go on working harder than you do now, when by listening to me, taking my advice and marrying well, oh, you might live comfortably all your days? Oh, Margaret, I thought you had better sense.
I couldn't do better if I waited half of my life.
Oh.
John is good and wise. He's got heaps of talent. He's willing to work and get on. He's majestic and
Prattle.
everyone likes and respects him.
At this will you, everyone.
I'm proud to think he cares for me, even though I am so young and poor and still.
He knows you have rich relatives, and that's the secret of his liking, I think.
Aunt March, how dare you say such a thing? John is above such meanness, and I won't listen to you a minute if you talk so.
Liberty Gibbet!
My John wouldn't marry for many any more than I would. We are willing to wait, and we are going to work. I don't mind being poor, for I've been happy so far.
I wash my hands of this whole affair. You are a willful child, and you have lost more by this piece of folly than you know.
Won't you stay and see Father?
No. I'm too disappointed in you, and haven't the spirit to visit with your father now.
But he'll be very much disappointed. He only just returned from Washington.
Oh, his disappointment. Oh, my dear. What about my own? Oh, Margaret, if you make this match, not one penny of my money will you see. Your Mr. Drunk's friends will have to take care of you and ruin you forever.
I couldn't help hearing. Thanks for defending me. And Aunt March, for proving you do care for me a little.
I didn't know how much until she abused you so.
Then I needn't go away, but may stay with you and be happy. May I, dear?
Yes, John.
What is this I see?
Just what you see.
Well, congratulations.
You're the first to encourage us.
You'll make the best couple in the land.
Thanks.
I knew John would have it all his way.
But I didn't.
You always do.
I'd have failed but for Aunt March.
You mean she agreed?
Well, she was mean, but she didn't agree.
I don't understand.
I had prearranged to reject John.
And did.
What was your plan?
To say, thank you, Mr. Brick, and fly out of the room.
And what did you say instead when he proposed?
Yes, John, and flew into his arms.
Mrs. March, at last, a son has come into your house.
I suspected it, but not quite so soon.
Mother.
Margaret, dear, look what your father Did you tell him?
Yes.
You told him no?
No, I told him yes.
I don't approve of the match, but I shall make up my mind to bear it and shall not say a word against it. You can't know how hard it is for me to give up Meg.
You don't give her up. You only go halves.
It can never be the same. I must my dearest friend.
You've got me anyway. I'm not good for much, but I'll stand by you, Joe, all the days of my life. Upon my word, I will.
I know you will, and I'm much obliged. You've always been a great comfort to me, Teddy.
It's because I love you, Joe.
No, Teddy, please don't.
Yes, I will, and you must hear me. It's no use, Joe. We've got to have it out, and the sooner the better, for both of us.
Say what you will, then I'll listen.
I've loved you ever since I've known you, Joe. I couldn't help it. You've been so good to me. I've tried to show it, but you wouldn't let me. Now I'm going to make you hear me and give me an answer, for I can't go on any longer.
I wanted to say to you this. I thought you would understand.
I know you did. But girls are so peculiar. Never know what they mean. Say no when they mean yes, and drive a man half out of his wits just for the fun of it.
I never wanted to make you care for me, Teddy.
I'd hoped you loved me, though I'm not half good enough.
You are a great deal too good for me, and I'm very proud and fond of you for it. I don't see why I can't love you like you want me to. I've tried, but I can't change the feeling. It would be a lie to say I do when I don't.
Really? Truly, Joe?
It's the wrong sort of love, and I'd rather not try it. I want to tell you something, Teddy.
Don't tell me that. I can't bear to know.
Tell what?
That you love another man.
I haven't the least idea of loving anybody else.
But you will, after a while. And then what will become of me?
You'll love somebody else too, like a sensible boy, and forget all this nonsense.
I can never love anyone else. And I'll never forget you, Joe. Never. Never.
You haven't heard what I wanted to say. Now sit down and listen, for indeed I want to do right, and make you happy.
Go on.
I agreed with Mommy that you and I are not suited to each other because of our strong wills and quick tempers. We would probably be very miserable if we were ever foolish enough to
To marry? No, we shouldn't, Joe, if you love me. I should be a perfect saint, and you can make me anything you like.
No, I can't. I've tried and I can't. And I won't risk our happiness by such a serious experiment. But we'll just be friends and we won't do anything rash.
Yes, we will. If we get a chance.
Now do be reasonable and take a sensible view of the case.
I won't be reasonable. I don't want to take what you call a sensible view. It won't help me, and it will only make me sore. I don't believe that you've got any heart.
I wish I hadn't.
Don't disappoint us, dear. Everybody expects it. Grandfather set his heart upon it. Your people like it, and I can't get on without you. So say you will, and let's be happy. Do.
I can't say yes truly, so I won't say it at all. You'll see that I'm right, and thank me for it.
I'll be hanged if I do.
Yes, you will. You'll see that I'm right, and you'll get over it. And find some lovely, accomplished girl who'll make a fine mistress for your fine home. We should quarrel. We can't help it even now. And I should like elegant society, and you would love it. And you would hate my scribbling, and I can't get on without it. And we would be very miserable and wish we had never done it. And everything would be horrid.
Anything more?
Nothing else. Except that I don't believe I ever will marry. I love my liberty too well to be in any hurry to give it up for any mortal man.
I know better. You think so now. Well, there'll come a time you'll care for somebody, and you'll love him tremendously, and live and die for him. I know you will. It's your way. And I shall have to stand by and see it.
Yes, I will live and die for him if ever a man comes along and makes me love him in spite of myself. I've done my best, and you won't be reasonable. It's selfish of you to keep teasing me for what I can't give. I shall always be fond of you, Teddy, very fond indeed. As a friend. But I'll never marry you, and the sooner you believe that, the better for both of us.
You'll be sorry, Joe.
Where are you going?
To the devil.
Larry, where are you going? Joe, what's the matter with Larry?
He was foolish enough to propose to me. And you refused him? We're all too young to think of such things.
Meg is more than that. I came to that much. She told me everything.
Did she threaten to cut Meg off?
It's no win.
Meaning what?
Very soon, I believe for Europe to study painting under the masters.
Isn't that wonderful?
Doubly so.
How?
Mr. Lawrence confirmed I'm marching sending Laurie to Europe next month.
Oh, won't that be gorgeous? You'll see a great deal of each other.
Won't you care?
No.
Joe, I have a confession to make.
A confession regarding what?
Laurie told me that he loves you more than he loves me. And I'm in a terrible thing, Joe. I ran up to the attic, and I took your book and I threw it in the fire.
You did what?
I threw your book in the fire!
You wicked, wicked girl! I can never write again, and I'll never forgive you as long as you live!
Joe, what does this mean?
Oh, Laurie, I'm sorry. It's my terrible temper. I tried to curb it, and then it acted worse than ever. Oh, what shall I do?
Watch me pray, dear. And never get tired of trying and never think it impossible to conquer your faults.
Well, there you are, my dear. Now, leave us alone. We know how to navigate. Oh, we little mouse.
Father,
Sit here. There you go. Now, tell me all about yourself. What have you been doing while I've been away?
well, there isn't much to tell except that Joe, Meg, and Amy have been such devoted, attentive sisters that even in those dark days, I felt their loving presence with me. And when they told me of your return, I was determined to get well.
We'll get strong and healthy together. We'll make a race of it. What do you say?
Yes, Father. And I will hold firm to your teaching.
Then the race will end in a dead heat.
What does that mean?
Under the wire, even Stephen.
What is the city of Washington like, Father?
Oh, it's the dream of dreams. It's the most beautiful place that man has ever comprehended. Although now it is cast in a pall of sorrow.
And New York, Father, what of it?
It's too massive for comprehension.
I'm going there.
Really?
Yes, I wrote to Mrs. Kurtz applying for the job as a tutor for her children.
Joe, you didn't.
She replied saying that I could have the night's ride to my heart's content.
You won't be leaving soon, I hope.
If you object, I won't go at all.
Oh, we'll see.
Yes, dear. Are you comfortable?
Yes.
And never more since you arrived.
I'll go. It's the postman.
What do you think would be best for supper tonight?
Perhaps something special in here. A broth of some kind would be
Oh, hooray, hurrah, hurrah! Look! I'm shot!
What does this mean, Joe?
That I won the prize, and Beth can go to the seashore like the doctor ordered.
I couldn't do it, dear. It would be selfish.
Oh, but you must go. That's why I did it, and that's why I won. It doesn't help to write for myself. It helps me when I write for others. So you must go. Won't it be fun to see you come home plump and rosy again?
Hooray for Dr. Joe, who always cures her patients.
Check us from the Daily Eagle.
Yes, see? The Rival Patriots by Miss Josephine March. The reward of $100. I was sitting by a boy on the train, and he had a newspaper in it, with illustrations in it, by a Mrs. Northberry.
Oh, that prolific writer, eh?
Yes, he told me she made a great deal of money off her writing. I told him I could do just as well. So he said, go right ahead. So I took my story up to his office.
Did he answer?
Oh, yes. He replied, saying that it was a wonderful story, and...
Weren't you a little
What is
frightened
it?
taking it to his office, though?
Oh, yes, I was so scared it took me 3 tries to get up the stairs.
Oh, now why was that?
Well, there was the dentist's office adjoining the bottom of the stairs, and there had a sign with a huge pair of jaws that opened and shut. What a girl!
Dr. Joe, that laughter's the best medicine we've had in weeks.
I gave my story to Mr. Davis, but this is the first I've heard of it or him.
A worthwhile reply.
Oh, yes, lucrative and surprising.
What was the story?
Oh, the usual labyrinth of love, mystery, and murder. In the end, one half of the ensemble is dead, and the other half lives happily ever after.
Well, you can do better than that, Joe. Aim for the highest in life, and never mind the money.
I'll make a compromise of the two.
Well, I think I will go for a walk around the grounds. Would you care to join me, Beth?
No, I think I'm rather comfortable here.
Well, if I get well before you do and win this race through my walks, it'll be your loss.
Here, I'll bundle you up, Fred.
Just get a breath of fresh air.
We won't be long.
How wonderful. Isn't it great? Whoa. Why don't you want to go to the seashore, Beth?
Fear to be so far away from home.
Fear?
Try to see it so and don't be troubled by it because it's best. Indeed it is.
Is this what made you so happy when you learned that Father and Mother were coming home? Did you feel it then and keep it to yourself?
Yes. I gave up hoping then, but did not like to own it. I tried to think it was a sick fancy and not let it trouble anyone. But when I saw you, all so well and strong, it's hard to feel I could never be like you. And then I was miserable, Joe.
Why didn't you tell me and let me comfort you and help you bid farewell to health and love and life? Oh, you sweet child, before you're crying so cheerfully.
Perhaps it was wrong. I tried to do right. No one said anything. I wasn't sure. I hoped I was mistaken. You were so happy with Lori.
He's fond of you too, Beth.
So good to me. I love him like a brother. You're all so dear loving that I hate to leave you. I want to get well, oh, so much. Well, home in the morning. And every evening I lose a little. Feel I shall never get it back. Life is like the tide, Joe. Struggles to get the flow, enjoys a brief moment of achievement, and then it goes out. Slowly, till it can't be stopped.
It shall be stopped, Beth. Your tide shall not turn so soon. I can't let you go. I'll work and pray and fight against it. I'll keep you in spite of everything. It can't be too late.
No, it's not for us to judge. We must leave everything to the Father of us all. He alone teaches me strength and heart for spirits to come. It's hard to say. I'm glad to go, for life has been very sweet to me.
Oh, Beth.
Tell the others, won't you, Joe? Heard people who are closest to us are planning for such things. I don't want any secrets in this country to prepare them. They can John comfort her, Laura will comfort Amy, but you must stand by Father and Mother, won't you, Joe?
If I can, Beth. But I'm not going to give up on you yet. I'll only let you believe it is sick fancy and not let you think it's true.
Joe, you don't hope it more. I don't know how to express myself. I shouldn't tell anyone but you because I can't speak out to anyone but you. I only mean to say, I'm not like the rest of you. Never had any plans of what I wanted to do when I grew up. I just wanted to get married as you all did. Never saw myself anything but stupid little Ben trotting about at home. No use anywhere but here. The hard part now is leaving you all. I'm not afraid. Soon Lord should be homesick for you. It is heaven.
Then make up your mind not to leave us, Beth. I'm going to have you strong and rosy by spring. Think of the race with Father. You want him to win at his age and you at yours?
Oh, you don't hope anymore. It won't do us any good. Enjoy being together while we wait.
Lean on me, Beth.
She's hard in life, Joe. Will you love me for support?
Why not? I'm strong.
We'll have time together, haven't we?
Yes, Beth.
I think the time will go on easily. You're with me.
I love you, Beth. Don't leave us.
Have your attention, please. While the March family recover from their terrible tragedy, and 3 years pass quickly by, we would invite you ladies at the front of the hall, gentlemen at the end. For those of you who would enjoy a wonderfully delicious, but very unhealthy, treat or drink, we would also invite you to go out the curtained door to the right, around the hall, and into the kitchen area. But remember, no running, jumping, shouting. Personal employment is of utmost importance. Enjoy.
Dear, how are you? Happy birthday, Marty, and many of them.
Thank you. Where does Sweet take his name?
John is following with them. Oh, Marmy, you look beautiful.
For my children.
All home to celebrate your birthday.
Yes.
How is Joe?
Oh, her trip in New York has been frightening. This German professor, Mr. Bear, has given her some good, sound, substantial advice.
Who is Mr. Bear?
Oh, she'll tell you all about him. And we've invited Ralph, Uncle Emerson, to dinner. Your father's sister Nell. He's showing him some of Joe's writing.
Well, but Mother, don't you think he'll think they're trash?
Oh, no, he's too brief an artist to ridicule. Besides, he's read some of Joe's stories before.
That's wonderful. Marmy, where are the others?
Well,
I need to have a talk.
Well, Joe's upstairs finishing up the story she must post, and Amy and Larry ran over to Grandfather, so we are alone next year.
This is a great good fortune, Marmy. It's John.
What has John done?
I don't know how to tell it.
Forget being married and become a child again and tell Marmy your trouble.
I'm considering a divorce.
Oh, Miss, such a move involves scandal.
Well, I don't care if it does.
Start at the beginning and open your heart, please.
Oh, Marmy, he's away all day and at night. Whenever I need him, he's over at the Scotts. It isn't fair that I should have the hardest work and never any amusement. Men are very selfish, Mother, even the best of them.
So are women. Oh, don't blame John until you see where you are wrong yourself.
But it can't be right for him to neglect me.
Don't you neglect him?
Marmy, I thought you'd take my part.
Oh, I do, dear, as far as sympathy goes. But I think the fault is yours.
I don't see how.
Before the twins were born, didn't you spend your time exclusively with John?
Yes, but I can't do that now. Well, not with two babies to watch.
Oh, Nick, I know it's hard. I feel you're only making the same mistake that most young mothers make. Don't neglect your husband for babies, and don't shut him out of the nursery, but teach him how to help in it. The children need him, so help him understand his part to do in it. Get close to John.
How do you advise I do that?
Well, find an interest in whatever John likes. Talk to him. Let him read to you. Exchange ideas. Help each other in that way. And don't shut yourself up because you are a woman, but understand what is going on and educate yourself.
Must I talk to him about business, politics, and society?
Yes, try it and see if he doesn't like your society better. Oh, Nick, this is the time for young hearts to grow close. For the first tenderness somewhere is often less care is taken to preserve it, and no time is so beautiful and precious to parents as the first years of the little life given them to train.
Oh, Marmy.
I know it's not. Oh, how maternal you look.
Give me your hat, dear.
Come and sit down. Oh, how sweet and innocent they look.
You should have heard them a few minutes ago.
Oh, you don't think they need...
No, not that. A pen stuck Daisy and she began to yell. Then he got angry and he wanted to show that he could yell just as loud.
Here, let me take them.
Don't break them.
John, I've been handling babies before you were born.
Yes, but not twins.
Grandma, I'll put you on my bed.
John, I've decided to spend less of my time with the children and more with you.
You're not ill, are you, dear?
Who do you think the best man for the next president?
Did you say who would be the best man for president?
Yes. Well, I think we should run Lincoln again. Of course, James Buchanan is a bit old to be put out. Don't you think?
You're sure you're all right?
Lincoln and Andrew Jackson, that's our best ticket.
Johnson, not Jackson, dear.
Well, vice presidents' names don't really matter. It might as well be Smith.
Quite right.
I think we ought to have Mrs. Scott and her family over for dinner sometime soon. Well, which does she prefer, steak or chicken?
I never really noticed.
Well, we'll have both then.
What's come over you, Meg?
Don't worry, John. I'm not crazy, nor have I lost my senses. I just opened my heart to Marmee.
And she advised you to ask a lot of silly questions.
No. She showed me that I must take an interest in the things that are important to you. Well, I know nothing about the world or politics. But if you promise to teach me, I promise to learn.
No one ever has or ever will know politics, my dear. But I'll teach you all that I know.
And I have several interesting books I want to read aloud to you.
We can go back and be Meg and John again.
John and Meg.
The ending of a happy story or what?
Yes.
Which?
Oh.
Hello,
Meg.
So good of you to come from Marmee's birthday.
I'm so glad to be here.
I heard your train was late.
Oh, yes, it was. A cow got on the track and refused to budge for a full hour. Every passenger tried their hand at her, but Mrs. Cow was planted there for good.
How did they get her off the track?
Well, I gave my famous imitation of a cat. It either aroused her maternal instincts or scared her into moving.
Then the train moved, eh?
Oh, yes.
So you've become a great writer.
I'm afraid so.
Why that tone of voice?
They say writers are absent-minded. Can you imagine me getting to the point when I go to buy Mommy a present and then rush her off without it?
Well, have you told her yet?
No, I missed it just after we drew out of the station, so I sent a telegram to my neighbor, Professor Bear, to post it. If he too doesn't forget, I should receive it by nightfall.
The New York train came in a few minutes ago. Shall I run down and see if the package
Oh,
arrived?
no, there'll be plenty of time. A walk after lunch might do us good. Go. Amy, oh, how stunning you look. Oh, let me look at you. I can't believe it. What a wonderful outfit. I'm so glad to see you. Amy. How are you, Meg?
Oh, you're beautiful. Good.
John, how are you?
How's Europe?
It was absolutely marvelous.
Joe!
Laurie, you have a mustache.
Oh, misplaced eyebrow.
I can't believe it.
You know who said that first?
Who?
Aaron told it to Moses.
Oh, get out. It was no joke then. Let me look at you.
Oh, dear Joe.
Don't be jealous, Amy. I'm not. Not in the least. You've had him for 3 years in Europe, and if you haven't kissed him, I'll show you how.
Excuse, please.
Professor Bear, what on earth are you doing here?
I was afraid you would lose the chance to give your mother to her presents in the moment, so I committed myself.
Oh, you darling.
Here is the presents. I will pack now.
Oh, you'll do no such thing. Wait right there. I want you to meet my people.
See if I could make out who is they by the descriptions you have so many times expounded to me, eh?
Perfectly all right.
This is the married sister Meg.
Correct.
How do you do, Mr. Barr?
And your husband?
Quite right. My name?
Is Brooke. This is an honor. And you are Amy, no?
Yes.
You have been in Europe been lately, you know?
Just returned.
Joe, you never tell me of your brother, huh?
Oh, and not her brother.
This is Mr. Lawrence, Professor Bear.
From the kissing business I interrupt, I think he's a brother.
I'm afraid that's all I'll ever be to Joe.
To be a brother to such a wonderful girl is an honor, huh?
Quite right.
John, listen to my guest.
Here is the wonderful mother I have dreamed of someday knowing.
This is Professor Bear, Marmee.
Oh, welcome, Professor. What brings you up our way?
That is Miss Josephine's with my secrets.
Oh, really? Well, Joe has written us a dear great happy birthday.
Oh, here is the wonderful preacher man, the friend and confidant of the greatest mind in America, Ralph Waldo Emerson.
This is Professor Bear, Father.
Ah, Professor, happy to know you. You're the one who's such an assistance to our Joe, eh?
Nothing to the assistance she has given me.
Where did you say you put the twins, Daisy and Demi?
On my desk.
Come on, Amy. Let's go have a look at them.
Be careful not to awaken them.
I'll make sure they don't.
Excuse me, please. What is the name from the babies?
Daisy and Demi.
Demi? Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, Laurie is their foster father. He wrote us from Europe and asked if we would name them Daisy and Demi.
But why Demi? In French that means half. Is the twins a baby and a half? Or they're two?
Laurie will explain that later.
Well, there will not be any later.
What do you mean?
I go back by the train.
Oh, no, Professor, you're staying for dinner.
Oh, is this Laurie to dinner staying too?
Certainly.
Well, then away I go.
No, you must remain. Ralph Waldo Emerson is coming to dine with us this evening.
Oh, that's another colored horse.
And I want you to stay. Oh, you must, Professor, absolutely.
And that's final.
The last word.
No, on second thought, I have to deliver it, the birthday present, when I'm finished. Excuse me, Joe.
That's quite all right, my dear, with a slip of the tongue.
A slip? What's a slip? Almost a slide.
I forgot your present, Mommy, and wired the professor to post it, and he brought it.
I do not know that word post, so I think she should want I bring it post haste.
Oh, I suppose the day will come when you people will learn to keep your door locked. My, any thief could come into this house without the slightest interference from any member of this family. Hello, my dear. Let me wish you a happy birthday. I brought you this shawl to remember me by. Put it on, and let's see how it goes with your aging complexion. Oh, Josephine, oh, I am so happy you're home. I've read every one of your books, and I want you to know you are like fine wine. You grow bitter with age. Oh, Mr. Brooke, and how are the twins today?
Well,
oh, never mind. What would a man know about babies? Ah! And who is this stranger? Well, is someone going to introduce me? Or must I introduce myself?
This is Professor Bear, and Marge.
charmed to know you, Miss Jo has spoken so often and so pleasantly of you that I know when you come in that you was you.
Oh, you know, Josephine was always my favorite in this family. I knew from the beginning she had an inner to succeed, though I had to drive her to it when she was younger. Had she depended upon these two doting parents, she'd probably be married to some local yokel by now, with a babe or two to interfere with her career.
Now, is that fair to me, Aunt March?
Well, we can only wear the shoes that fit us in this family, Mr. Whitfield. Oh, but young man, I do like your looks. I have read many of your articles that Josephine has sent home, and I must say, I approve of your viewpoint. However, there is one thing I must set right before I accept you into this family. How, when, and where did you meet Joe?
Where should I begin to start?
Well, at the beginning, of course.
You tell them, Joe.
Oh, well, it began like this.
Now remember, you are both authors, so make it short and interesting.
On my first day at the Kirk, I was descending the stairs, and there was a servant girl ascending with a heavy load of coal. The professor appeared out of nowhere as if they had a load from her.
Bully for you, Bear. A lady in distress is always a feeling.
He must have read that somewhere. Go on, Professor. Tell us why you felt you should help the young girl.
Well, the little back was too young for such heavy exams.
On my second day, I was passing the professor's room, and by merest accident, my umbrella hit his door.
It flew open, and there I stood mit dressing gown, a big blue sock in one hand, and darning needles in the other.
Now, I had heard the German gentleman embroider, but darning socks, that's another thing.
Not so pretty.
Aber it keeps the feet warm.
We'll find logic, Professor. Absolutely.
A few days later, I came home to find the nursery in an uproar. There was the professor playing nodgeries with the two Kirk children, his two orphan nephews, and Tina, the child of the lady who does the ironing.
What'd you do, Joe?
Oh, she joins the menagerie. I was the elephant. Or she the kangaroo.
Oh, Professor, I heartily agree with your action. Nothing pleases children more than to see their elders acting childish.
A few nights later, he asked me if he could read me Schiller's Death of Wallenstein.
In the parlor, I hope.
Oh, you get your hope.
He was unaware that Tina had placed a paper cloth hat on his head.
Yeah, only the most sad and solemn part. I look up when she is laughing. But I said, Miss March, why would you laugh in my face? Have you no respect for me that you go on so bad?
Then I told him about the hat.
Once we laughed and laughed, forgetting poor Schiller's story altogether.
Oh, but our merriment was short-lived. For the paper that the hat was made out of was the Daily Volcano, the one I told my trashy stories to.
And I not know the together yet, so I lambast the paper with all the stories in it.
Oh, good for you, Professor. Good for you.
And I, seeing the errors of my way, forsook trash writing forever, went to better things than whatever success is mine is due to an old cocked hat.
Yeah, covering a doom cock.
Oh, welcome to this family, Professor. You and I have made something of this girl.
I hope we get to make more.
Did you get a good look at the hills as you came along?
Now, why would you want to go stargazing these hills?
I told him of their formation, and he thought there might be ore deposits.
Yeah, in Germany at one time I teach geology.
Funny you should think of that, Professor. Why, Emerson has often mentioned the same thing to me.
What was it?
That featherhead. He is so crazy he wouldn't know black from white.
I want you to get a good look at the hills in the full sunshine.
Professor, here's an excellent view of the hills right over here.
Oh, this is no hills. Here standing a waterfalls.
Oh, where?
Take a look, please.
Oh, it's Niagara Falls.
Let me see.
Yes, it's the view we bought on our honeymoon.
The professor isn't interested in Niagara Falls.
Oh, yes, is it...
Well, then here you are.
Well, now, Professor, what interest would you have in Niagara Falls?
Isn't that the place where it goes to everybody to get married?
That's right. No honeymoon is perfect without seeing the falls.
I am going there very soon.
Alone?
I hope not.
Professor, here's the view I'm talking about.
Oh, that's beautiful. Is that a church standing in the foreground?
Oh, let me see. Oh, it's the church we were married in. Look, Father.
I want you to get a good look at the hills in a proper light.
Oh, Professor, I'm going to run right home and get you a book about these hills. I'll be back momentarily.
We'll go now. Come, Professor. Here's your hat.
Oh, that reminds me. Emerson wrote a poem, The Wrong Hat. I have an original copy here somewhere. Do you know where, Mother?
I think not, Father.
Good. Come, Professor.
I know where it is.
Oh, Professor, before you go, I have some pictures of the girls when they were young. I'd love to show them to you.
The professor isn't interested in children, are you?
Always I was and will be interested in them.
Wonderful. I'll go get them.
Sit down, Professor, please.
Father, the light is fading, and it will take you at least an hour to read that.
I read correctly, my dear, not slowly. There once was a man, all rosy and fat. who continually wore a high beaver hat.
Wait till you hear the finish, Professor.
There was an old maid, all thin and prim, who was casting amorous glances at him.
Oh, this is going to kill you. You see, the old maid and the fat fellow.
Here we are.
Just a minute, Mother dear.
Excuse, later perhaps we all laugh together.
Come and sit down right here.
Have you a little picture of Joe? No, what I mean is, have you a picture of Joe when she was little?
Oh, yes. Oh, there she is when she was 3.
She has not changed much.
I have too.
Let me see. Nah, she's pretty now, but she was beautiful then.
I not know her then, so she is more beautiful to me now.
Thanks, Professor.
Professor, this is Meg. And this is Amy.
Who is this angelic child?
That's not bad.
John tells me of her, of your love for her and of her devotion to you right up to the end.
Yes, she was. You say, Professor.
Mother dear.
Joe, I'm so sorry.
Well, that's all right. It's not your fault.
I always hate tears. Come with me, Professor, and I'll show you all the works we have of Emerson. I'll read you the rest of this poem. I can see you laughing for months over it.
Glad I found you alone, Joe.
The first time I've been alone in hours.
Did you want to be alone?
Yes, with someone.
The professor.
My family seems to think that since he doesn't speak English too well, he needs to be entertained.
Joe, I have a great surprise for you.
You're always full of them, Teddy.
Joe, I'm no longer a single man.
You've gone and got married.
Yes, please. But I never will again.
Mercy on us, what dreadful thing will you do next?
A characteristic, but not exactly a complimentary congratulation.
Get up off your knees and tell me about it, Teddy.
How good it sounds to hear you call me Teddy. Nobody ever calls me that but you.
You haven't told me who you've married.
Well, can't you guess?
Not Amy.
What an excellent guesser you are.
What did she call you?
My lord.
Oh, really? You look it. My heartiest congratulations. But Teddy, you didn't lie your exalted position.
Don't I look like a married man and the head of a family?
Oh, not in the least. You've grown bigger and bonnier, but you're still the same scapegrace as ever.
Now, really, you ought to treat me with more respect.
How can I? When the mere idea of you married and settled down is so irresistibly funny, I just can't keep sober. I can't believe it.
Amy and I agreed that I should be the one to tell you. And take first skim, as we used to say, as we squabbled about the cream.
You ruined your story by beginning at the wrong end. Now sit down and tell me about it. I'm pining to know.
We planned to come home with the Carrolls about a month ago, but they changed their mind.
You mean she changed her mind?
She has English notions about chaperones. So I settled the dispute by saying, let's get married. Then we can do as we like. It was like taking time by the fetlock, as my wife says.
Aren't you proud of those 4 words, and don't you just love to say them?
I have for the last 6 weeks.
6 weeks? Why didn't you write and tell us?
We wanted to surprise you.
Oh, you succeeded.
Joe, I just want to say one thing, and then we can put it by forever. As I wrote you in my letters, Amy had been so good to me, but I never could stop loving her.
But that love altered.
You and Amy changed places in my heart, that's all. It was meant to be and would have come about naturally if I had waited as you tried to make me. But I never could be patient.
I told you that once.
I was a boy then, headstrong and violent. And it took a hard lesson to show me my mistake. For it was, Joe.
I knew that then, Teddy.
By my word, I was so tumbled in my mind at one time that I didn't know which I loved best. You or Amy. But when I saw her in Switzerland, everything seemed to clear up all at once.
And we got into our right places.
Yes, and I can honestly share my heart with both Sister Joe and wife Amy, and love them both dearly. Will you believe it then and go back to the happy old days when we first knew one?
Of course. But don't you think we ought to tell the others?
A capital idea. You call over there and I'll call over here.
All right. Marmy, Father!
Mr. and Mrs. Brooke,
You want Amy too?
you'll learn how badly soon.
What is it, Joe?
Where's the professor? Here we are, Laurie.
What is it? Laurie has a surprise to tell you.
I want you all to meet my wife.
Congratulations.
Why didn't
Thank
you
you.
tell us?
Well, welcome to the family, my boy.
Thank you, sir.
Darling. Oh, you look so really and beautiful. Mary Blanche certainly agrees with you, dear.
Well, look at the example she's had all her life.
Amy and I get on like angels.
Which one rules?
I do?
I let her think so. It pleases her, you know.
That's one way to put it.
By and by, we take turns. For marriage halves one's rights and doubles one's duties.
That I ever looked at you a henpecked husband, Teddy.
Amy's too well bred for that. And I'm not the sort of man to submit to her. My wife and I respect ourselves. And each other too much to ever tyrannize or quarrel.
Didn't I say that once?
I know I did.
Yes. My wife and I.
Excuse me, please. Is this lady your wife?
Yes, Professor.
My heartiest congratulations!
Thank you. Thank you.
Joe, why you not tell me of this?
I didn't know about it before.
You make jokes with me, Joe?
No. Professor, we only found out a moment ago.
My wife and I thought it would be a surprise of surprises.
Surprises of this kind are either welcome or disastrous.
Quite right, Professor.
Personally, I prefer to acquaint people of my actions.
Is that why you sort of dropped in on us today?
Well,
Look, our trunks are arriving now. Come, Papa.
What you call him?
Papa.
Can that be so?
A little premature, Professor.
What did you bring back, Amy?
Oh, some fancy French things.
Come on, John, let's go see.
You will adore the new, cute, lacy...
What did you bring, Laurie?
Loads and loads of things.
Not cute, fancy, lacy things, I hope.
Certainly not.
Come, Father.
You run along, my dear. I'll stay here and entertain the professor.
Well, perhaps they would prefer younger company.
Mr. March is to me not so old.
See?
But you enjoy women's dresses.
Since when?
There's now.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Especially when they're lacy and fluffy and cute French things.
Yes.
Do you want to see the dresses?
Rather, I would say something to you.
Sit down.
No, I must say this very quick.
They won't be back for a while.
Why are you so sure?
A house fell on them.
What house falls?
You wouldn't understand.
American slang.
You told me you liked it.
Yeah, when you said it.
Thanks.
Miss Jo, I have something serious to say to you.
Well, sit down then.
No, better I say on the feet and far from you apart.
I won't bite.
Miss Jo, I'm going away.
Where?
Let me think for the place's name. I got it. Chillicothe, Ohio.
What are you going to do there?
Teach German.
You're doing that with great success in New York.
Yeah, but in Chillicothe I have a chair.
You have 6 of them in your room at Mrs. Kirk.
This is a chair at the university. I am to be one of the faculty.
Oh. When do you expect to leave?
As soon as I pack when I get back.
Sorry, I shall miss you terribly.
Miss Jo, we have been good friends, no? Yes?
Yes. Friendship is akin to...
Horace, dearest, why are you crying?
Because you're going away.
What? It is too good.
That I cry or that you're going away?
Both.
Oh.
Miss Jo, I have nothing but love to give you, I come to see if you can care for me among your peoples and friends. I wanted to make sure I was not wrong.
And you found?
Jo, can you make a little place in your heart for old Prince?
Only a little place.
The little place grown to a bigger place.
You were saying?
Miss Joe, we have come to this place, this moment.
The place, the moment?
Yeah, the magical moment which bestows youth on the old, beauty on the plain, wealth on the poor.
And gives human hearts a foretaste of heaven, eh, Friedrich?
No one speaks so my name since Nina died.
So you loved before?
Yeah, I gave my first love to her.
Who was she?
My sister. But you, meine Liebchen, are die erste Liebe und die beste. Does that sound sentimental?
The sweetest words I ever heard. Why didn't you say them before?
Well, you speak of this Larry, so sweet from the mouth out. I have much feelings in your heart, very deep.
She was. But now I have love only for my wife.
We are catched.
Well, I can see you have no interest in these hills now.
Welcome to the family, Professor.
My son.
Hello. Mother's kiss. I feel I'm now one of the family.
Oh, you are.
Here, Mommy, sit in the chair.
Oh, well, in the ground.
What is the meaning from all this?
It's an old family tradition. We do it every birthday.
Here it is, Marmy.
Oh, a queen of queens.
Happy birthday.